There is just 10 years left to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that were set in 2015 by the United Nations. However, economic experts say that it is likely that SDG 1 of eradicating poverty in all its forms by 2030 won't be achieved because of the conflicts and wars in different countries in the world, including sub-Saharan Africa. Some citizens from the northern province that witnessed instability during the time when insurgents infiltrated their areas say that this was not an easy time that hindered their development, unlike today when they have peace and security. But up to now, the government of Rwanda fought them. The heroes of Rwanda fought them. The president of Rwanda has followed up, and now we have great stability and peace. As Rwandans, we are completely happy and content. The rebels used to come near. The rebels used to come very near us, up there, causing lots of insecurity. But now we have peace and security. We sleep properly at night without any problem. Today, people are able to farm and do business well, but then there was no way. Today, people are able to do farming and business well. Back then, there was no way one could move freely because of fear. Then we had lots of poverty, but now we're able to work and develop ourselves through doing businesses and forming cooperatives. According to a World Bank report that was released on 27th Feb this year, 43 economies in the world with the highest poverty rates are in fragility conflict state and or in sub-Saharan Africa. That is why economic analysts say that it will be highly unlikely to completely eradicate poverty in all its forms by 2030, with security concerns still prevalent in some countries. Economic Straton Habyarimana says that the concerns in this World Bank reports are valid. In countries where you find poverty levels reducing, it shows that between 1990 to 2015, the number of people below the poverty line had changed from 36% to 10%. However, it is also evident that instead of these countries continuing to move away from poverty, the poverty levels are just increasing. This presents concerns on how the SDG will be achieved if these countries continue to decline financially. Because Rwanda was able to achieve the Millennium Development Goals, and with the security that the country has, there is no doubt that the Sustainable Development Goals will be achieved too. When I look back at the Millennium Development Goals, I see we have just a few challenges to put in our efforts that will give us the hope that it will might. When I look back at the Millennium Development Goals, I see that we have just a few challenges to put in our efforts that will give us hope that it might be easy for us to achieve this goal as compared to other countries. According to the targets we have set for ourselves of Vision 2030 and 2050, it is all in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, so I don't see why we won't be able to achieve all this in a timely manner. The World Bank report shows that by 2030, if the challenge of conflicts and wars isn't addressed, 2/3 of people living in poverty will be in countries affected by wars and less security, and there will be a poverty rate of 40%. Economists argue that people who live in areas with no security will be 10 times more poor compared to people who live in countries with stability. In 2015, the United Nations General Assembly set 17 Global Sustainable Development Goals to be achieved not later than 2030, with the first one being eradicating poverty in all its forms.